Hi everyone, let's go and see what Sarah's up to, shall we?
Hi everyone, welcome back, it's great to see you. So today the subject matter I thought would be really good to talk about would be the different types of monohulls and more specifically rigging options. This is a really steep learning curve for me, and so I thought it would be really great to share with you all out there, for you new and future sailors, what it is that we've learned. But first, coffee. Sailboats can be classified according to the type of rig, and so a sailboat may be a sloop, cutter, ketch or yawl. There are many other varieties as well, but in this video we were going to cover the four most common ones. A sloop is a sailboat with a single mast, typically meaning one head sail in front of the mast and one main sail aft of the mast. This is the most common type of rigging. The sloop is typically Bermuda rigged, known as a Bermuda sloop. Sloops are faster upwind as none of the sails are blocked by other sails. She is faster downwind with a spinnaker because of the taller mast. One main advantage is there are fewer sails to manage and therefore there is the least amount of work to do. Another advantage of this, least expensive rigging with fewer winches because of the fewer sails. However, the sails are largest of all these different varieties of rigging and therefore the heaviest, and so are harder to manage single-handedly, for example, than a ketch, but not impossible. However, with newer technology such as electric winches, it is much easier these days. A cutter is typically a small, but in some cases medium-sized watercraft designed for speed rather than capacity. Traditionally, a cutter is a smaller sailing vessel with a single mast. It is fore and aft rigged with two or more head sails and often has a bowsprit. The cutter is similar to the sloop, however she generally carries a mast further aft to allow for a jib and a staysail. The cutter provides more flexibility of sail plan than a sloop. And when we talk about the two or more head sails, the jib is, or genoa, is the foremost sail, and the staysail is the one just behind it, which usually doubles as a built-in, always ready storm sail. The cutter can either be Bermuda rigged or gaff rigged, known as a gaff cutter, which is visually stunning, especially in the old wooden boats. However, a cutter is harder to sail upwind. Close hauled, the staysail can be stalled by the forward jib and vice versa running downwind. And without a code 0, the cutter lacks power. One main advantage, however, is the smaller sails, so physically more manageable sail sizes, and therefore they're also lighter. On the other hand, they are harder to tack, as there are issues with the jib genoa being blocked by the staysail when tacking, as already mentioned. A ketch is a two-masted sailboat similar to a sloop whose main mast is taller than the mizzen mast or aft mast, generally in a 40-foot or bigger boat. The second shorter mast is the stern, forward of the rudder post. The ketch's main mast is usually stepped in the same position as in a sloop. The name ketch is derived from catch. Incidentally, if the second mast is the same height as the main mast, this then becomes a schooner. The ketch can be Bermuda rigged or gaff rigged, the latter known as a gaff ketch. The ketch is also known as cutter rigged. If short-handed, a ketch allows you to use more sail area in a more manageable way and is broken down into smaller sails. A ketches are great in reaching conditions, and there are more ways to hang out bits of cloth, mizzen, staysails, etc. So in theory, you should outperform a sloop off-wind. Practically, ketches are more work to sail, but have a really convenient basis for a jury rig if your main mast goes over the side, plus a great place for hanging radar and other aerials, etc. The mizzen is a useful riding sail to stop you veering about at anchor. After 10 years, however, there is a lot more wire to be replaced. To windward, the skipper would always drop the mizzen as it provides more drag than lift, leaving him under canvas compared to sloops. However, another downside is the decks are cluttered, as are the cockpits, due to more rigging. There is twice the rigging, which is a higher initial cost and maintenance, of course. A yawl is a two-masted sailcraft whose mizzen or aftmost mast is usually substantially shorter than the main mast and is positioned aft of the rudder stock, as opposed to the ketch, which is positioned forward of the rudder stock. A boat with a mizzen sail sized between that of a ketch and a yawl was called a dandy, although this term has fallen out of use. The yawl is similar to a ketch. However, the mizzen is used for balancing the helm rather than propulsion. The yawl can either be Bermuda rigged or gaff rigged, which is known as a gaff yawl. Once again, there is a more flexible sail plan. The advantage of the mizzen mast being so far aft it gets all the rigging out of the cockpit. A mizzen can be handy at mooring and anchorage to align the boat. However, the mizzen is difficult to set as it is so far back, even off the back of the boat. But when under sail, the mizzen is blocked by the mainsail to windward. Incidentally, yawls don't point quite as well as a sloop, and they cost more to build. And it's a generalisation, but they weigh more, they're more complicated and less efficient.
Get over here, we haven't finished.
Thank you for watching. Thank you to all our new subscribers. We really appreciate it. And you guys that have been following us from the beginning. If we've made any blunders, please let us know in the comments below.
We really hope you're all staying well during the pandemic and look after yourselves. Thanks for watching.
And if you have anything else to add, if we've forgotten anything, let us know in the comments or via Facebook, Messenger. Keep safe, stay well, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.